recent economic tough times, many organisations have been looking to do more with less. Within that requirement is an implication that's worth exploring. If we have to do more than we previously did, with less resource than we had, then clearly we have to do things differently, as the old way of working won't meet the new requirement. One response to this situation is to apply more pressure to the existing resources, run the engine harder. Well, you can run an engine in the red for a short while, but what happens to that engine if you do that long term? It'll break, and the same applies to your people. If working the old approach harder is not the answer, then there's a need to find a new way. Well, this is good news. It's time to get creative, innovative, try new ideas. But what if you don't have ideas people working for you? At work, we get rewarded for learning the process and conforming to the way we do things around here. If your people seem uncreative, it may simply be that creativity has not been required of them at work. But so often these same non-innovative folk are very creative outside of work in their personal endeavours. The trick is to keep that switched on as they clock in. Where an organisation's culture holds that creativity is not required but conformity is, the manager has a key role in changing that culture before any flow of creative juices can be expected. Let's look at two ideas for tapping into innovation and the role a manager has in both. 1. Treat people as creative. Educational theorist Sir Ken Robinson states that, as children, we're all incredibly adept at divergent thinking. The problem is, this skill is educated out of many of us at school. Robinson recalls Picasso as saying, "We are all born artists. The challenge is to remain an artist as we grow up." If we consider that instead of uncreative people, we have folks whose creativity is simply dormant, then it's about getting the environment right to reinvigorate that innovative thinking we need. That starts by changing the organizational culture to the point where new ideas are welcomed from the top of the organization down. Encourage, embrace, and reward creativity. Talk about what needs to change, remove blockages to creativity, and make time and space to encourage the generation of ideas. 2. Know how to handle ideas. No idea is born perfect. Charles Brouwer says, "A new idea is delicate. It can be killed by a sneer or a yawn. It can be stabbed to death by a joke, or worried to death by the frown on the wrong person's brow." So think about how you receive an idea from someone. If you're not respectful to someone's first idea, don't expect them to volunteer a second. And don't reject any idea simply because it has rough edges. With a little work, it may be the solution. And many great ideas are the result of combining together several raw ideas. So nurture an environment where innovation is welcome and handle suggestions sensitively, and you may find that the creativity that you need to do more with less is not absent, just dormant.